The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. There is absolutely no reason I should have won that last episode. That miscalculation on Robert's part cost him the game. In my eyes, he actually won because that's a mistake that anyone could have made. But we find ourselves in the winner's circle once again, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are with another reprint set. This is going to be very exciting. Dark Revelation 1. Now, for those who don't know, Dark Revelation 1 encapsulates cards from Pharaonic Guardian up to Dark Crisis. So that's Pharaonic Guardian, Magician's Force, as well as Dark Crisis. I'm pretty sure it's almost every card. It might be omitting a few, but that's three sets that are pretty strong in terms of just the quality of the common cards we'll have available to us. So this is going to be exciting to see how this goes. We've got 24 packs to open. Let's go ahead and crack pack number 1 and see what we're working with. And holy shit, this is a fantastic start. Pineapple Blast and Sakuretsu Armor are both removal tools. Gravity Axe Grarl is an equipped spell that can just help us hit over other things. Skill Dark Magician in our rare slot is a 1900 beater, which is just fantastic by Sealed Showdown standards. Apprentice Magician comes in at common to help get us to stuff like Old Vindictive later on. Gravekeeper's Guard is kind of removal because it bounces stuff back to the hand. Yomi Ship is removal, and Ninken Dog's an 1800 beater. This one pack is probably like a fifth of our deck. Man, if that was just one pack, I can't wait to see how the rest of these are going to look. That was crazy. This pack, still looking pretty good. So Rope of Life is in here. I'll make sure to properly resolve this time. Raigeki Break is removal. Wave Motion Cannon, we've seen this before, so I'm happy to see it here now. Gaga Gigo is here at 1850. Autonomous Action Units, Monster Reborn out of Robert's Graveyard. Not as good as the first pack, but it's still pretty nice. A second Rope of Life. I don't know if I want to go that deep on this card, but having one of this is okay. Magical Merchant's very good, as well as Old Vindictive Magician as well. Archfiend Roar is good if we maybe get some Shadow Knight Archfiends. We saw that in the Dark Crisis episode, so that is still on the table. Not bad. Very good card here in Big Bang Shot. Just throwing this onto anything just so A, it can hit over 2K defenders, but B, do the piercing damage as well. This card was devastating when Robert got a hold of it in the episode that it originally debuted, so happy to see it here. Rivalry is not a bad control tool either. There's a Luster Dragon at common, 1900 beaters all around, and another Yomi Ship. I mean, it's just looking pretty good. Second Big Bang Shot, very happy to see that. Really, Eternal Rest can deal with the equipped spells, and I got blown out by this, so I'm not really happy to see this again. Falling Down is a payoff for the Archfiend strategy because you get to play Snatch Steal, so that's pretty cool. And Great Marju Garzette is a funny card, but it's a bit high investment, so I don't know if it's worth it.
Okay, so I know it looks like my planning was all for naught, but the thing is, 90% of my preparation was perfectly sound. It was just that one moment didn't go quite right. And I actually have an idea about why that is, but I'm going to get to more of that once I've done my deck building and I can explain my strategy for this week when it comes to learning. More importantly, I want to just jump right in and not take up too much time before we get to Dark Revelation 1, our opening for this episode. Dark Revelation 1 is actually super exciting for me because among all of the reprint sets that we have available, while this one is lowest powered, it has the most availability of fully realized strategies that exist within it. These are full, fairly high power, low rarity decks that are all available in their entirety within this set. And any combination of them or any significant portion of the cards from any of these strategies would be really great to pull. And it doesn't hurt that these packs are all ones that I did pretty well with. Pharaonic Guardian, Dark Crisis, Magician's Force. So I'm real excited to get into this. Let's get to drafting. All right, starting off with the first pack, Rivalry of Warlords is a fairly good card. Frozen Soul is also, I think, like bad Thunder of Ruler, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's bad Thunder of Ruler. But we also have Luster Dragon, and we have Caboozles, which is okay. We have Zolga, which is pretty good, and Contract with the Dark Master. Zorka's in this set, fun fact. We have Gravekeeper's Assailant. Gravekeepers are actually one of the best strategies in here. Gravekeeper Burn was a fully legitimate deck within the format this set came out in, and all of it is in this set. Also got another Luster Dragon, which is not bad to see, and Barrel Behind the Door is really important because Burn is really powerful in this set. Disarmament is also one of the best cards in this set because destroys specifically spell and trap cards, which means if your opponent is using Big Bang Shot, it banishes their monsters, and if they're using Falling Down, instead of destroying your monster, it gives it back to you, which is super sick. Next pack, Rope of Life is funny, especially because you can activate it under Necro Valley, right? That's how that card works, right? That wasn't a misplay in any of our episodes or anything. Final Countdown is also in this set, and honestly a potentially usable strategy. The Nudoria is a good card to see. I am glad to see that. Another Final Countdown, another Frozen Soul. Great Maju Garzette exists, but is a very vulnerable card in this set. The Shadow Knight Archfiend, great to see. Sakuretsu Armor, also very good. Thunder of Ruler, also great. This is a very good pack. And all right, XZ Tank Cannon at my rare. You know, if we get our XYZs together, Giant Orc is really good, and DD Warrior Lady and Yomi Ship. Just a deeply incredible pack here. All three of these cards are really spectacular. I'm seeing okay spells and traps so far. I would like to see some more of the really good monsters like these, but I'm not going to complain about seeing these three. Next pack, we've got Tsukiyomi is pretty good. Gravity Axe is okay. Rope of Life again. Big Bang Shot is really, really good. Even though it makes you vulnerable to Disarmament, it's still a very strong card. Okay, we're about a third of the way through, and so far we aren't crystallizing into any particular strategies. I've got a decent beatdown lineup, but not a lot in the way of a particular strategy. Let's see if we can get anything that really brings our deck in a particular direction this pack. Gravekeeper Spy is certainly a start, as is Apprentice Magician and Old Vindictive Magician. Spellcaster Control is a really solid strategy this set between the Gravekeepers, Apprentice Magician, and Old Vindictive Magician. If I'm lucky enough to get something like a Breaker too, ooh boy. Non-spellcasting area is also pretty funny if Alex is on like a skill drain beat deck. If you can lay down like a Spy and he has just normal monsters, then you're in good shape.
Okay, so here we have a skill drain with a final attack order. So if we wanted to play that deck, we have some of the pieces for it. Butterfly Dagger Elma is another equipped spell, but it's not as good as some of the others. Some Archfiend stuff, a Dark Blade. This pack's okay. There is Secret Barrel if we want to go down the burn strat, which is kind of viable because we have Wave Motion Cannon, but we'll have to see. XZ Tank Cannon is our rare. We haven't seen any of the pieces yet, though, so I don't think we're going to be summoning this. Magical Merchant's another nice one. Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu to search out the equips. This pack's okay. Some pretty nice utility in this pack. Spell Vanishing is a 3-for-1, but it technically negates spells. I don't think that's good enough, but I guess it can technically negate Wave Motion Cannon. Thunder Ruler blanks a battle phase. Adhesion Trap Hole halves a monster's attack, which is pretty nice. Metamorphosis is cool, but I don't think we have any good targets for it, and Roulette Burial's actually removal in a 2K Defender, so I'll take it. You know, speaking of fusion-based cards we're not really going to get to use, Magical Scientist is in here, and there are a few targets, actually, but again, I don't really feel like we're going to get a ton of value off of this card, so it's a shame in this series. Magical Scientist just kind of sucks straight up, but we got a Roulette Barrel. We got some okay stuff to work with. Dark Snake Syndrome actually isn't too bad for the burn strategy. We also have these Ojama Trios for the Secret Barrels, but I think we need to get a few more. There's a YZ Tank Dragon, so we're getting the fusions, but we don't have any of the components to make them, and another Yomi Ship. Not bad. We got another Adhesion Trap Hole and Ninken Dog, and there is Different Dimension Capsule. This card's actually pretty cool. It's kind of like the original Gold Sarcophagus, but what's nice about it is that our games go long enough in Sealed Showdown where we could actually wait 2 turns to get any card in our deck, so we may actually play this. Ooh, so the card I'm looking at in this pack is Chaos Command Magician. This was formerly an ultra rare, I believe, in Magician's Force. Looks a lot like Breaker the Magical Warrior. It's a 2400 tribute, and you negate the effects of a monster that targets this one card. So there are a lot of monsters that do that. So this is actually a 2400 tribute with protection. I think this is definitely playable. Spell Shield Type 8 is actually sick. This can blank some of the cards that are in this set, and so I'm really happy to see this. Another really Eternal Rest, and a Tsukiyomi as well. I think those are probably going to go into the main deck for sure.
Another Gravekeeper's Assailant, Reaper on the Nightmare. You can summon this card if you get a Nightmare Horse and a Spirit Reaper. It is also a Metamorphosis target, which is kind of cute. If I get something like a Gravekeeper's Chief, this card might be totally usable. Thunder of Rulers, also great to see. Another Rivalry of Warlords, Trap of Board Eraser is really important because of the prevalence of this card exactly. Wave Motion Cannon is really strong this set. There is not a lot of spell and trap removal. Trap of Board Eraser, however, is a good counter to it. Gravekeeper Burn or Spellcaster Burn is really coming together here. Magical Marionette is also in the set, and another Sakuretsu Armor. So far, just solid cards across the board. I am not going to complain about my openings so far, but we're only a little less than halfway through. Let's see if we can keep up that good luck. Another Rivalry of Warlords is good. Dark Geroid is solid. Aside from that, My Body as a Shield is actually really, really good. There are a lot of cards in this set that destroy. There's Sakuretsu Armor. There is Raigeki Break, which I am hoping to see. There are a bunch of monsters that destroy cards, so I am definitely looking forward to seeing more My Body as a Shield. Glad to see that one. Halfway through, I am seeing another Spell Vanishing as my rare. There's a Metamorphosis, so if I get the Gravekeeper's Chief or another level 5 monster, I can make Reaper on the Nightmare, which is hilarious. There's a legendary Flame Lord, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if we're going to have the cards to facilitate it, but it is there. Double Adhesion Trap Hole is also something I'm not sad to see at all, especially looking at my kind of spellcaster control strategy that I've got going so far. Double Adhesion Trap Hole is super duper solid. Another Reaper on the Nightmare, you know, in case my first one gets destroyed, and another Wave Motion Cannon. Okay, Gravekeeper Burn, Spellcaster Burn, whatever, 100% online. Wow, this is really good so far. Nothing spectacular in the hollow department. Aside from DD Warrior Lady, I've totally forgotten. This is looking really good. Looking at this Secret Barrel, Rite of Spirit, really good to see. Different Dimension Gate, also really solid. Magical Marionette will help us get to our burn cards more quickly, which is not bad. This is a pretty good pack. Another New Doria, awesome. Another Old Vindictive Magician, Skill Drain as well. Skill Drain is really good because of the ability to stall things out if I have like a Gravekeeper's Spy or Gravekeeper's Guard on the field. I've only seen one Spy and one Guard, but Skill Drain is just generally a good card. Another My Body as a Shield, also really happy to see it. The Archfiends are in this set as well, so if I can get a couple of Shadow Knights, maybe a couple more Deathrooks, and some Fallings Downs, then I'm not opposed to playing that at all. Another Trap of Board Eraser as well, also really good.
Damn, there's an ultra rare in Spell Canceller. Now, this card isn't very good by sealed Showdown standards because it's an 1800 tribute. Negating all spells is nice, but I feel like that's not really going to cut it in this series because when it can just die to a Luster Dragon, you know, it's not that great. Okay, here we go. So another final attack orders, a Spell Absorbing Life, which is actually an anti-burn card. So we may side deck this because this came in handy in the Magician's Force episode. Another Kotetsu, another Old Vindictive Magician. I was really looking to get this because it's removal. So overall, I would say we're doing pretty good. Is that our third Big Bang Shot? That's a rare too. So that's like not even guaranteed. I guess another Ojama Trio, maybe some anti-spells for the side deck. There are some synergies with this card, but the Big Bang Shots are big. Wow. And there's another 1 tribute in Kaiser Glider, another 2400 1 tribute, and it can't be destroyed by battle with a monster with the same attack. And if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you target a monster on the field and return that target to the hand. So this can actually take something sort of with it when it gets removed. It has to be destroyed specifically, but again, another very playable card. There's our third Rope of Life. Don't really need any more of those. Second Wave Motion Cannon's pretty good. And there's a skilled White Magician to pair with our skilled Dark Magician. That's kind of funny.
Okay, pack number 17, Gravekeeper Spy. Okay, it is coming together. Another Secret Barrel, also really good. X Head Cannon is a vanilla beat stick, but I do have that XZ Tank Cannon, so you know. Okay, really cool things that I could get still, like Necro Valley. I do need to see a copy of Raigeki Break. That is an incredibly important card in this set because spell and trap removal is almost non-existent otherwise. So here's hoping for a Raigeki Break sometime in my next few packs. Rope of Life is not that great. Darkroom of Nightmare is pretty good as far as burn goes. Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder is really cool. It's basically like Dark Strike Fighter in this set, which is awesome. And another Apprentice Magician. I think I have a good lineup of this card. A Desk Koala, as far as burn goes, that's really solid. There's my first Gravekeeper's card and another Gravekeeper's Assailant. So far, 2 Spy, 1 Guard. Assailant is pretty good, but mostly if we see a Necro Valley. So I am hoping to see some Necro Valley in the last few packs. It's a super rare, so my you know, I'm not going to bank on it, but it's a card I could still get, and I would love to get it. All right, we are in our last 4 packs. Can I get a Raigeki break and maybe a Necro Valley? Another XZ tank cannon is not that impressive. Another Metamorphosis, so, you know, if I have a level 5 to go into, or if I have a level 5 to normal summon, you know, I can summon my Reaper on the Nightmare. Really Eternal Rest, though. Very excited to see that. That's an extremely strong card. All right, next pack. Another pack without a Raigeki break. I'm still glad to see a Shadow Knight Archfiend. That is a good card. And a Gravity Axe is certainly nothing to sniff at. Next pack. Still no Raigeki break. Skilled Dark Magician is a 1900 beat stick with 1700 defense. That's not bad. And Roulette Barrel is also okay. You know, we could be doing worse. I've got 2 more packs. Can I see a Raigeki break and or some other exciting holo? A Shadow Knight Archfiend is good. Diffusion Wave Motion is not the holo I was thinking of. But overall, so far, pretty good. Yeah, this is okay. We gotta go to pack number 24. This is our last pack. I am hoping to see some good generic spell trap cards in this last pack. I don't think I saw another Giant Orc is good, especially because I got Skill Drain, and I also have Final Attack Orders, which is pretty good. Archfiend Soldier is another 1900 beat stick, and Shadow Knight Archfiend is also good. I think I have the makings of a pretty good, just like aggressive strategy when it comes to my Gravekeepers that I have access to. If I have my Apprentice Magicians and my Old Vindictives, also pretty good. And then Final Attack Orders and Skill Drain to make sure that Giant Orc stays in attack position is good. And I've got Burn as well. I think I'm going to have to really go on the aggressive when it comes to this set, but I think that I am okay for cards. Let's just hope Alex doesn't get another Dark Beginning 1 pull.
Damn, and this pack is just loaded in ultra rare and a super rare. So Judgment of Anubis is neat, but I'm not sure if we actually have any reason to play it. And then Question is also very funny. So maybe we'll play this because it's like sort of Monster Reborn, I suppose. We also have some other stuff in here like a Gravekeeper's Guard and the like. So, you know, the good cards keep coming. Wait, what the fuck? This is another pack where I got a Judgment of Anubis and Question. YGO Pro deck, I don't know if you need to fix this pack opener, buddy, but this is ridiculous. All right, you guys, so only a few packs left of Dark Revelation 1. Pretty good pulls, I have to admit. Oh my god, and it just got even better with that Tribe Infecting Virus at rare. Insane. Also another Spell Absorbing Life for the anti-burn strat. I need to have those as well. So happy to see it. I can't believe we got Tribe in the last 3. That's actually a very big pull. Let's see if we get anything else good. Guardian Grarl is kind of sick because it came in at rare, but I think we have some better tributes this time around. But Raigeki Break, another different dimension capsule. It's okay. Also, Kelbeck's not bad. For our last pack, I'm pretty satisfied, so I'm not really too bent out of shape. Actually, now that I see this, we may only have 1 Sakuretsu armor, so I'd like to have 1 more. Doesn't look like we got one. Of course, we get an XYZ Dragon Cannon. We have almost every fusion and none of the parts to make it. Another Tsukiyomi's pretty nice, though. So we have a lot of work to do. I think there's some potentially very diverging paths we can go down, so let's see what we can do.
Okay, all right, I'm digging this. You know, I was not actually terribly confident coming out of my pulls. My common and rare luck continues to be strange. I got some pretty decent cards, but I also didn't get a single Raigeki Break, or a Dark Core, or a Spirit Reaper, or a Tribe Infecting Virus, which is a rare in this set. There are a lot of good commons and rares I missed out on, and my holos were largely jank as well, with the exception of basically DD Warrior Lady and Skilled Dark Magician. So I was not working with a lot of firepower when it comes to power cards, but I saw something interesting I wanted to try, and I went back to Chaotic Meatball, who I practiced with this weekend, and I said, this is what I'm working with. What do you think? And together we labbed out something I'm actually pretty excited for. This deck looks pretty sick, honestly. So just to kind of explain the basic logic of it, I got very good Spellcaster control cards and very good Fiend beatdown cards, and I figured if I could keep my lineup to that, Rivalry of Warlords would be a really, really good card in this set. I could basically control the field with Rivalry of Warlords and my big monsters and my very useful monsters, and I wouldn't really be worried about going into any monsters that aren't the type I already have on the field. But if Alex is working with things like Yomi ships and Luster Dragons that have weird typing, Rivalry of Warlords is going to gum up that strategy a lot. So let's go through the card by card, and there are a couple of other cool techs that I want to talk about here. Going really quickly through the monsters, we have my Gravekeeper package, 2 Spy, 1 Guard. We have 3 Apprentice Magician and 2 Old Vindictive Magician. I apparently only pulled 2 Old Vindictive Magician. Tsukiyomi me to flip these flipped cards back face down and also deal with things like Giant Orc. We have one skilled Dark Magician, which is pretty sick. He's a spellcaster beater with 1900 attack, which is beefy, and one Magical Marionette. This card, I might have to explain a little bit. It did suck in the format that it came out in our Magician's Force episode, but in this set, it might be pretty good. It allows me to get additional value out of something like an Old Vindictive Magician, or if I'm seeing Alex is playing Burn, I can get rid of a Shadow Knight Archfiend and keep basically the same attack. But it also has added benefit. It's another beat stick that I can use under Rivalry of Warlords if I have something like a Gravekeeper's Spy on the field. But it also gains attack when I activate one of my 8 spells. A lot of these spells are things I'm going to be holding in my hand until the right time to attack comes by, which means that I am going to gain that extra 200 off of it, which means it runs over basically every defender. If I can get 2 spell cards in the same turn, then I can destroy an extra monster. So I think this card is absolutely worth running in this set, and so it merited a slot as a spellcaster with a lot of attack. Going through the Fiend monsters, we've got 2 Newdoria, 1 Archfiend Soldier, 3 Shadow Knight Archfiend, he's a big boy, and speaking of big boys, 2 Giant Orc, and then 1 DD Warrior Lady. Not a lot to explain there, just generally good stuff. The spell and trap cards is where it gets real fun. Starting off with 2 Wave Motion Cannon, this card basically gets you in the door of this set. It is a mandatory card, and I am glad that I at least got 2 of it. Not much else to say there, this card is dumb. Next we have 2 different Dimension Gate, again, allows me to get additional value out of Old Vindictive Magician, and also lets me get rid of a Shadow Knight Archfiend. If Alex has a pretty beefy board and I'm worried about Burn, I can run over one of Alex's monsters and then banish my Shadow Knight Archfiend and his second monster with different Dimension Gates. Seems pretty good. Then, my favorite tech of the set, Banner of Courage. I know. This card is the most playground Yu-Gi-Oh of the playground Yu-Gi-Oh, relegated to your first like 10 minutes of playing Duel Links. But in this set, it's actually cracked. This is my theory. The relevant attack and defense stats in this set are all within about 400 points of each other. You've got your 1900 beaters, you've got your 2000 defenders and Shadow Knight Archfiend, you've got your 2100 defense point battle footballer, and finally you've got your Giant Orc at 2200. That is 400 points of difference. Banner of Courage makes up 200 points of that, which means that if I have something like an Archfiend Soldier, I could run over 2000 defenders and Shadow Knight Archfiend. If I have a Shadow Knight Archfiend, I can run over Battle Footballer and crash into Giant Orc. And if I have a Giant Orc, I can run over basically every normal summonable monster in the game. I expect that this card is going to come up clutch because it's simply going to mean that I always have an attack stat value over or advantage over Alex. And not only that, but it is better than equip spells because of the amount of removal in this set. Things like Yomi Ship, Sakuretsu Armor, Newdoria are all very low rarity and I expect to be extremely ubiquitous. If you equip an equip spell to a monster, you lose it if you run into one of those cards. But with Banner of Courage, it always has pressure on the field. And if I'm lucky, I can use it to bait out a Raigeki Break so that my Wave Motion Cannon can get through. Speaking of baiting out Raigeki Break, we have different Dimension Capsule, a card that is amazingly good in this set. Once again, it is Raigeki Break bait, which means that I can play around Raigeki Break by banishing one of my alright cards that I wouldn't be afraid of having in my hand. Also, not be the worst thing for me to lose if Alex decides to Raigeki Break this, allowing me to go into Wave Motion Cannon and essentially immediately win the game as far as tempo goes. He'll 2-for-1 himself and I am a-okay. Otherwise, I just get a decent card of my choosing that allows me to customize my hand in a couple of turns. I think this card is pretty good. Let's go into the trap cards. We've got 2 Sakuretsu Armor, 2 Adhesion Trap Hole, 2 Thunder of Ruler, 2 Rivalry of Warlords, basically the source of this deck, 2 Final Attack Orders. This card is pretty cool because there are a lot of control-y things in this set, and I have some very, very strong big monsters that I'm going to be running, especially if I'm bringing in Luster Dragons from the side deck. This card into control strats is really, really good for going on the aggressive. Finally, speaking of going on the aggressive, we have 1 Skill Drain. It's all I pulled, but it's pretty good with things like Giant Orc and gets around things like Old Vindictive Magician, Gravekeeper's Spy, and Apprentice Magician. Finally, 1 Rope of Life just to win the beatdown strat. I don't want to be trying to activate this all the time, but once in a duel could be really clutch. Looking at the side deck, it's really just for specific matchups. We've got 3 counters to burn damage. I didn't get any Raigeki Breaks of my own, so this is basically how I'm going to deal with burn. We've got 2 Disarmament, which is great for equip spells. I actually like this better than Really Eternal Rest because of its interaction with exactly Big Bang Shot, which is one of the best equip spells we're going to have access to, and its interaction with Falling Down. I would rather just get my monsters back off of falling down, then destroy them. So disarmament seems like it's going to be really good. And into the other equipped spells, it basically counts as a combat trick. I think it's pretty sick. Next, we have Gravekeeper's Assailant and Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder. This is basically Dark Strike Fighter, so if I'm going for burn, it's pretty good. And if Alex gets Necro Valley, I'm basically going to side these cards in because I don't intend to ever destroy Necro Valley. Next, we have 2 Luster Dragon. This is another beat stick, and it also allows me to side out Shadow Knight Archfiend in case I'm into the burn matchup. The same thing goes for Magical Marionette. 2 Secret Barrel to accelerate my own burn strategy if I see it as being the better way to go over any of these cards. Finally, 2 My Body as a Shield to deal with Old Vindictive Magician, Tribe Infecting Virus, and Sakuretsu Armor. This looks pretty smooth. I didn't get the best cards in the world, but I think I put together a pretty good strat. So thank you to Chaotic Meatball for helping me out with this. But the really important thing, I know Talky Man, do more talk, but the really important thing for me in this set is going to be looking at my strategies for learning. I know that last time it looked like they failed utterly, but I think that they work most of the time. Element Valkyrie was just a situation where something interesting I've noticed came into play. I've noticed that I'm not paying a lot of attention to what cards do on the field. I know what they can do, what their effects are basically, but what they accomplish while they're on the field is something I'm often blind to or I'm not thinking about. That's the source of a lot of misplays I've run into in this series so far. And so I am going to be thinking a lot about what cards do, because last episode between the Element Valkyrie and the Flame Ruler, which I didn't think might be usable to tribute summon Nephthys, this is something Alex pointed out to me. I really think that finding a way to make myself think about what cards do and what the situation requires of Alex and also requires of me is going to be the key to me succeeding. So my cheat sheet for this set is a little bit different. It is all questions. First of all, it says read card. This is more for me to read cards during Alex's turn when he plays them so that I have their effects and their potential in mind when it gets to my turn and I have to actually respond to them. So that's just there for me to be reading cards to myself every time I see them. Next, what does it do? That's not just what the effect does, but once again, what it accomplishes on the board. Next, how many cards does Alex have face down and how long have they been there? Thinking about that is going to allow me to predict what cards are going to be useful to Alex in what situation. And then how do I move towards winning? How does Alex stop me from doing that? And then finally, what do I know that I haven't already covered? Every time I look at cards, every time I make a play, I am going to review these questions for myself. I think these are questions that you should really be thinking about anytime you're playing the game. So I want to burn these into my memory. And I think that if I am reading these questions, I may be able to knock my brain out of that blank state that I sometimes get into when I'm in game and really get my head in the game. Thank you for bearing with me on that. I think this is going to work really well. And I'm actually really excited to pilot this deck because it looks pretty smooth, honestly. Let's get into dueling.
I mean, this just basically looks like the all-stars of Pharaonic Guardian through Dark Crisis, and I'm not really complaining because this deck looks pretty good by sealed Showdown standards. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's duel. Let's go ahead and do the card by card. We're starting off with an Apprentice Magician. This is to feed into our Old Vindictive Magicians. It's not like another copy, but it gets us to it quicker, so that way we have access to more removal. 3 Blindly Loyal Goblin as a beater. I guess if Robert wants to play the Archfiend strategy again and play Falling Down, these don't get Snatch Steeled, so that's pretty good, but it just has the best stat line in all honesty. We're also playing Chaos Command Magician. I think this is probably one of the best pulls that we got, so I'm happy to see it. 2 Gravekeeper Guard to bounce stuff back, and it's also 1900, which is hard to get over in this format. Great Maju Garzette. This could get very big, and so I figure this could be a nice blowout if Robert and I are on low resources, so I did decide to play it. I'm also on Kaiser Glider, but I'm a bit iffy on this card because this card, while it is a tribute 2400, also has like a sort of downside effect because this effect is mandatory to bounce a monster back to hand. So if he pops this and like bounces something, I don't know. I feel like that may not be worth it, but we'll see. We've got 2 Old Vindictive, 3 Roulette Barrel. It's a 2k defender and it can pop stuff, so that's pretty cool. 1 skilled Dark Magician, 1 skilled White Magician as beaters. Tribe Infecting Virus may be like the best card in our deck, so of course we're going to play it. Only 1 Tsukiyomi. I'm siding the second because while we can set a lot of stuff that we're going to be playing just has big defense, and so we're going to need something else to pair with this that's going to work well. So I didn't want to go all in on this card, but it's not bad. 3 Yomi Ship as removal as well. If Robert hits into this thinking it's like a spy or something like that, I figure this is a nice surprise for him. And then Gaga Gigo and 2 copies of Luster Dragon as primary beaters, rounding out our monsters. For the spells, 3 Big Bang Shot. This is going to be what takes our deck over the top because this card is so strong. If you watch the episode where Robert played this against me, this basically just won him the game, and so I'm happy we have 3 of this. I am playing the 2 different dimension capsule. I think the games do go long enough that we are able to actually get searches off of this card, and this allows us to pull the best card in our deck. Like, we can pull a Tribe Infecting Virus, you know? We can pull removal if we need to out a big threat, and so we have enough time. I think this card is worth it, but we'll see how it goes. We're also playing a Gravity Axe as like another equip spell because just getting over bigger monsters is obviously an issue at times, and 2-Wave Motion Cannon because it's very hard to out this card, although there are outs to it, and just like you can see here in the trap section, we have Raigeki Break, so this isn't like the auto win that it was in Magician's Force, and so that makes this a bit more disincentivized to play a burn-like strategy. Moving on to the traps though, 2 Adhesion Trap Hole is great just to cut Robert's monsters down to size. 2 Raigeki Break is all-purpose removal, but I'm gonna try to save this probably for Wave Motion, or at least to see if he has it, unless I absolutely need it and it's going to be a turning point in the game. I am playing the Rope of Life. This is just a card where if I'm on low resources, getting like a Luster Dragon back with 800 extra attack puts it to 27. That can hit over almost every monster in the format. So while it is a bit of a high rolly sort of card, I still think this card's actually pretty good. Then we also have a Sakuretsu Armor. Really wish I got more of this, but it is what it is. 1 Spell Shield Type 8. This card's actually pretty decent, and 1 Thunder of Ruler to blank battle phases. The extra deck, I'm just throwing these in here to throw Robert off, maybe make him think that I have XYZ pieces or a Magical Scientist combo, but they're just completely worthless. But the side deck, a Cyber Raider to just deal with some equip spells, 3 Magical Merchant. We're not playing like a high density of monsters, and so trying to get to like a Big Bang Shot, a Wave Motion, or a Geki Break, this could actually be pretty useful. The reason I don't like this is because with Big Bang Shot in the format, if Robert hits over our Merchant, we're going to take a lot of damage, and for a random chance to get a spell or trap, I'm not sure if that's that good, but we'll see how it goes. Another Tsukiyomi, 2 Final Attack Orders if he's on a very slow strategy so we can get very aggressive. We have 3 really Eternal Rest. We saw the power of this card in the episode where Robert blew me out with it, and so hopefully that will not be a repeat performance, but we have access to it as well. 2 Rivalry. This can really slow the game down, and with not a lot of ways to remove it, I'm going to evaluate how the game goes. A Skill Drain to pair with the Final Attack Orders, like I said, to get super aggressive, and 2 Spell Absorbing Life as a hedge against the Wave Motion Cannon. If we can't get to Raigeki Break, we can get to this hopefully, and this will allow us to at least withstand a turn, and we can hope for the best. Guys, I can't wait to see what Robert pulled, because honestly, his pulls could be vastly different than mine. Maybe he's going with a much slower strategy. Maybe he's trying out Burn. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Robert, this is going to be a fun episode, don't you think, buddy?
It's gonna be interesting. I don't like it when you say that an episode is going to be fun, because that means one of 2 things. Either you got the absolute nuts in your pulls, or you're going to play something deeply degenerate. When it came to our last reprint pack, it was both.
I mean, buddy, I don't know what you're worried about. I mean, would I ever get amazing pulls? Yes. Would I ever play something degenerate? Also, yes. But is that going to be the case this episode? You'll find out. So we'll just go ahead and shout out the patron while we're at it. Is Blurry Vessel. Thank you so much for the support. And buddy, good luck. You are possibly going to need it, but that will soon be determined. What you got?
Oh, I am almost certainly gonna need it. Oh, a little less so now. That was a lot of the luck that I was going to need. I am absolutely going first.
Nice 4-card extra deck you've got there, buddy. Beats mine by a single card.
Yeah, it was a busted pull, let me tell you. Okay. Draw for turn. That's not terrible. I'm going to start off, I guess, by normal summoning myself a giant orc.
Wow. All right. Just coming out swinging, I see.
Yep. Just going for it, I guess. And I am going to set 2 back row, and then I'm going to end my turn.
All right. Sounds good to me, buddy. I'll go ahead and draw. You got anything in standby?
Nothing in the standby.
All right. We'll go to main 1 then. I'm going to fire a card that I'm still iffy on this, but we're going to see how it goes in game 1 here. I'm going to fire Different Dimension Capsule.
Oh, you're on it. Okay.
I feel like for Sealed Showdown, this card's actually pretty decent. There's very little ways to remove this, although this isn't a continuous spell, but it has to stay face up on the field, which is strange. And, you know, if we get to theoretically, like, add the best card to our hand, like, is that bad? I don't think so. That seems pretty good to me. So, the question is now,
all right.
The question is what I want to add, because there's not really a lot going on. I don't know what your strategy is aside from just blindly sending out a big idiot like giant orc. So I think I'm going to take a somewhat middle of the road approach here, and I'm going to banish this card face down. Contrary to Gold Sark, you don't get to see what it is, which I also like.
Okay.
Let's go
Sounds
and
good.
then continue on here. And I suppose I'm just going to set, and I will set 2 back row of my own. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. That's not a terrible draw. I'm going to go to main phase 1. I am going to possibly start myself off dangerously.
Okay.
I'm going to normal summon myself a Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Ooh, okay. This is bringing back some flashbacks for sure. For sure.
Definitely.
Thinking if I have anything I want to do about this, because you got some pretty big guys on your field, buddy. So I'm thinking if I want to.
They're pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. I will adhesion trap hole him, actually.
Okay, that is a-okay.
We'll knock him down to size.
I am going to go into the battle phase, and I am going to attack into your face down monster.
That is my Yomi ship. We're going to take the giant orc with him.
Bye-bye, buddy. Main 2, I am going to set a back row, and it is your turn.
Okay. Strange you didn't want to attack with the Shadow Knight, but that's fine.
Because
Sakuretsu armor's
I
in the
forgot
format,
it was on the field.
to be fair.
I 100% forgot that it was there.
Would you like to
Not gonna
declare the
lie.
attack?
Yes, I will declare
I
the
will
attack.
give you
Do
the
have
1,000.
Sakuretsu?
It's fine.
Okay.
If I'm
Actually,
Sakuretsuing
it's only 500.
Oh, because of Shadow Knight's
It's okay, buddy. It's deeply consequential.
It's even worse than I had thought. All right, so standby phase, actually, I am going to be on turn 1 of different dimension capsules, so I'll just denote that there. And in main 1, what do I feel like doing? Obviously, Saku is very prominent in this format. You're honestly going to get burned by your Shadow Knight Archfiend, which is pretty funny because, you know, you actually are going to lose that race the longer he stays on the field. So I am actually just going to set 1 and throw it over.
Okay, buddy. I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to take my 900.
Yes, Shadow Knight Archfiend's maintenance cost.
Mm-hmm. And this is hilarious. Okay, I am going to throw out a card I did not expect to use for this particular purpose. I am going to make sure that this is how this works. Just a second.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I am going to normal summon Tsukiyomi, and I am going to use its effect to flip my Shadow Knight face down.
Okay, this is pretty good because you actually get to reset the stat value here. Okay, sure.
That's true. And I am going to flip summon my Shadow Knight Archfiend. Do you have the second adhesion trap hole?
No, buddy, you can have this one. That's fine.
Okay. And then, Alex, speaking of cards that seem deeply terrible in theory, I am going to activate Banner of Courage.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm still with you.
I'm going to go into battle phase, and I am going to swing into your face down monster with Shadow Knight.
This does actually do it because it was roulette barrel, so congratulations.
All right, glad I did that, and I will swing in with Tsukiyomi for 1,100.
13 because of the Banner of Courage.
Oh yeah, because I have Banner of Courage, the best card in my deck.
You know, it did its job.
I'll go to end phase, and I'll take my Tsukiyomi back, and it is your turn.
That was like technically removal, so you know what? I guess Banner of Courage is doing its thing. Okay, standby phase. Different dimension capsule will shatter, and the card that is banished will get added to my hand. Look away from your screen.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure when I add this, you're gonna see what it is.
You could also put it on top of your deck and then draw.
Oh, okay, but that's not as funny for the camera. So now this way I'll know if you're a big dirty cheater or not. I'll go to main 1.
Okay.
All right. So I know one of the cards in your hand is Tsukiyomi. So that's pretty good. I don't know what else you've got though. So the question is, do I care? You're gonna just keep burning yourself with Shadow Knight, so...
It's true, but can you afford to keep losing the tempo?
Can I, is the question. I'll set and pass. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I will take 900.
You will. See, it's like I'm killing you without actually killing you.
Sure, buddy. Okay.
Hey, life points are tied, buddy. Last time I checked.
Setting a monster really means that it's either, you know, something like a Yomi ship, or you just got a defender. I feel like you wouldn't have dropped a defender if you had outs, but also you didn't think I was going to pull that.
This is also sealed Showdown, so, you know, the card pool is also limited.
Could be anything. Okay, I am going to normal summon Tsukiyomi.
Okay, good.
And I am going to target my Shadow Knight, and then I am going to flip summon my Shadow Knight.
Sure.
And we'll go to battle phase, and I will attack into your monster.
Yeah, you called it. It was another Yomi ship. Take him down.
Okay, that is fine by me. I will add... Oh, and I'm going to attack, obviously.
I'll take 13.
Okay. During the main phase 2, I think I'm going to activate a different dimension capsule of my own.
I'm telling you, this card's good.
It's pretty good, yeah. I am... Let's see, what do I do? What cards are going to be really good for me here? That seems like a solid call.
This card's tricky because it's like when you're seemingly ahead, you need to be able to like predict whether you're still going to be ahead or if you need something to like get back into it. You know what I mean? And especially because like I haven't given you like a ton of information to really work with. So I feel like this is a very skillful card for sure.
Yeah, for certain. Okay, I am going to banish this card. Wait for the dueling book lag to finish so I don't automatically reveal it to you. I'm going to go to end phase, and Tsukiyomi will come back to my hand.
Did we just not have this card in the episode it came in? Because, like, I don't know why we didn't play this.
I wonder if it was... I don't know.
Maybe, I mean, we could have just not played it straight up. I mean, that's a possibility. But in any case, I'll go to main one. I will run out a blindly loyal goblin.
Okay. I will... that's fine.
Attempt to hit for 18.
I'll Saku here.
Okay, we know he's got the Saku. That's gonna do it for me, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, I kind of wish I didn't Saku. That's okay.
Turn 1 on your capsule.
Well, turn 1 indeed. I'm going to normal summon myself a dude. Skilled Dark Magician.
It's a big one. Yep.
He's a big boy. And I'm going to attack directly for 19.
All right.
Sorry, 21.
See, like, Banner of Courage is actually coming in clutch here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and I'm going to end my turn on that.
All right. We will draw main 1. This is actually tricky. So you're going to get whatever you banished off your capsule. Skilled Dark Magician is also just massive on your battle phase. I mean, he's still massive regardless, but he gets even more swole during your battle phase.
He beef. It's true.
Now you have Tsukiyomi, which does not make this easy. I think I'm going to have to do this, though. I am going to run out the card that I searched with my different dimension capsule, Tribe Infecting Virus.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're going to use that effect. I'm going to pitch another blindly loyal goblin, and we're going to call Spellcaster.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Let's go to battle. Let's hit for 16.
I will take 1600.
And second main, I think I'm all good.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to destroy my different dimension capsule if it so pleaseth the crown, and I am going to do the thing.
Okay. So we know this works because I see that it did not show up for me.
Okay, good. Let's see. That's a really good card, Alex.
It is good.
That is a really good card.
Unfortunately, it's not the best.
Okay. I am going to... So I can just Tsukiyomi it down.
That's the problem.
Pretty okay. That does, however, also leave me open to a pretty decent attack from you.
It does.
Okay. I think I am going to take the tempo play here. I am going to normal summon Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to swing in.
So he gains 200 to 22, so I would take 6, but battle damage is halved per his effect, so I only take 300.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
Main phase 2, I will set a back row, and it is your go.
And we'll draw.
We are back to the same old song and dance.
Yeah, it seems that way. So I know you still have a Sook in hand. You have one other card as well. I will set one and throw it over.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I will take my 9.
You will. I think you've done more damage to yourself through Shadow Knight's maintenance costs than me actually dealing damage to you.
That's true, but you know, it could be worse. Let's see. I am going to... That seems like that's actually really good. No, I am going to keep up the good work. I'm going to go normal summon Tsukiyomi and target Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Flip
and
back
if you
up.
allow it, I will flip summon him back up.
Sure.
Let's go into battle phase, and I'll attack into your face down.
It's my skilled white magician.
Okay, and I will attack in for 11.
A 13. Don't forget the banner, buddy.
Indeed.
Sook
13.
goes back to hand.
Yep.
We'll go to main phase 1. Well, I mean, backs to the wall. I will set, and I will set. Go ahead, buddy. Take your 900.
I will take my 900. Okay. Is there any reason for me to not do things as I have been doing them?
They've been working pretty well so far.
They have been. I think, honestly. Nah, I know the move here. I am going to normal summon Giant Orc.
Oh, he's a big one. Yep.
Okay, and I am going to activate different dimension capsule targeting your face down in Shadow Knight.
Ooh, so that would be good. Oh, this card fucking sucks. Never mind. All right, you got it. Wow, that's right. Unfortunate. God. Well, that did not go according to plan in the slightest. I kind of just kept drawing monsters and like nothing I could do with them. And your guys just seemingly outclassed mine, but that's sealed showdown for you, buddy. What can you expect? I get to go first. So maybe we'll get to turn the tables a little bit here. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of our deck. Maybe we won't. Good luck, buddy.
That's cute.
I'll draw.
Okay.
And
good luck to you too.
Let's just go ahead and start with a set and a set. Good old T set. Go ahead.
Incredible. Okay, that's a card. Let's see what I want to do here. Yeah, that seems worth it. I'm going to, in main phase 1, I am going to set a monster, and 1, 2,
oh god,
3 back row is your go.
It's a lot. I'll draw. Anything in standby?
Yeah, nothing in the standby.
Oh, we'll go to main 1 then. Could have a lot of things set back there. What do we feel like doing? All right, we'll run out a Luster Dragon.
Ooh, pretty big.
And we'll try to hit it.
It is an Apprentice Magician.
Sure.
I'm going to use its effect, and I am going to summon myself an Old Vindictive Magician.
Seems pretty good to me. I'll pass. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Main phase 1, if there's nothing in the standby phase, I will flip summon Old Vindictive Magician, and I will target Luster Dragon.
He's gone.
Also in the main phase 1, I am going to normal summon Tsukiyomi, and
gross.
I am going to set my Old Vindictive Magician back face down.
Yep.
And that could be a number of things, all of which Tsukiyomi fails to get over. And so I am going to go to end phase, and I'm going to let Suk come back to my hand.
That's one of the weird things about Suk in this format is that, like, in Go format, she's just notoriously good, but a lot of the stuff sans, you know, like, exactly Old Vindictive Magician, like, you're not getting over it.
During your standby phase, I am going to drop the Thunder of Ruler here.
Okay. That further complicates things. Wonderful. Main 1, then. I have a way to deal with this. It's not fantastic. It also loses to an entire set of other cards as well, which I'm not happy about. But at this rate,
yeah,
I'm already staring down a Vindictive where I can't run it over in battle. So I probably don't have a choice, in all honesty. So I think I'm going to give it a go. I am going to sack Yomi Ship for Chaos Command Magician.
Chaos Command Magician.
Yeah. Not bad, right? Not bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It kind of solves the problem, but not really, if you understand why. I'll pass since I can't attack. Go ahead.
Okay, I will draw for turn. This negates all monsters that target it.
Which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. I am going to go... Oh, that doesn't work that way. Oh, this is highly suspect.
This is going to be a pain for you to deal with.
It's going to be... a little bit of a struggle. I am not going to lie.
This is definitely, like, as far as one tribute monsters that we have go, like, the fact that this has built-in protection, it's either, like, it needs protection or, like, it needs to be able to nuke stuff, like a Monarch, basically. So either case, I'll take it, and this is the former end of the ladder. And if it couldn't get much better, you know, it just also looks like Breaker, the Magical Warrior's uncle, so, you know, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a pretty badass card.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorites. A lot of stuff in this game that targets Alex.
There's a lot. That's why I thought this was pretty good.
Wow. I think I need to set a back row and end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Anything in standby?
Nothing in the standby.
Okay. Main 1. So now I have to deal with what I know is the Vindictive. I know you also have Suk in hand. I don't know anything else. So the question is, how are we going to do that? And I think the way that I want to. How much defense does Vindictive have? Is it like 600?
600. Yep.
That makes things slightly more complicated, but not by a lot. I'm just
Command Magician is hell of a card.
I'm gonna run out Roulette Barrel.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Battle. I'm gonna hit.
I am going to
sack my Roulette Barrel. I fucking dare you.
I am.
You know you want to.
Well, there goes Vindictive, and I'll take out Roulette Barrel.
He's gone. Okay, so now the question is, do I want to attack with Chaos Command Magician? Because that's what makes him vulnerable to so much shit right now. Because he's not protected from traps that target, unfortunately.
It's just a bluff, Alex.
Yeah. I saw one sack, and it's a common, so it's not like it's unlikely for you to have it. I know you have Sook. Sook can't deal with this. It's a weird position, because it's like, if I'm not attacking with it, what am I actually doing with it? You know? But just its presence
to get wave motion.
I mean, I could just like leave him here and just make it a pain for you to take him out, and then like eventually run you out of like cards to eventually use. Because like if I keep putting pressure on you, then you're gonna have to start using these sacks eventually. It's just if I can mount the pressure is the thing. You know what? I'm going to try and play it safe here. Actually, I'm just gonna pass. Go ahead, buddy.
I am going to draw for turn. Main phase 1. I think that is the play. Yeah, let's do this. I am going to set myself a monster.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate DDC. DDG.
Well, that's a way to deal with it. Yeah, that's fine. So they both get banished.
Yep.
I mean, you had to 2-for-1 him, so you know what? I'm okay with it. That's fine by me.
That's true.
Speaking of wave motion cannon, let's go ahead and fire that now.
Yep.
We knew that this was a possibility.
Yeah.
You have Sook in hand. You could have set the Sook for the different dimension gate, in all honesty, which would have been pretty good. I will just go ahead and set and pass, though. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to draw for turn. Main phase 1.
Man, this is some fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! This is so fun.
Yeah, this is a good time. Okay, so what do I do if... Okay, I think that's a funny play. Is it a good play, though? Wave motion cannon is there. I think that is the play here. I am going to go... In main phase 1, I am going to normal summon myself an Archfiend Soldier.
It's pretty good. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And you know what's coming? I'm going to activate myself a Banner of Courage.
Yep. This card...
I'm going to go into battle phase.
This card is actually, like, real.
I'm going to swing right into your Yomi
Look at this shit. It's Gravekeeper Guard. You get over him.
Woo!
Oh, my God.
To my hand.
Yep, bouncing back.
It is your turn.
That is
buddy.
actually frustrating. Oh, my God. All right. I'll go to standby. Get a counter on the wave motion. Main 1. So, Archfiend Soldier, potentially Tsukiyomi. Wow. That is so good. All right. Set and pass. Go ahead.
Let's draw for turn.
It's like, I don't want to attack because I know I'm just going to, like, die to whatever to your Archfiend Soldier. Like, it's so annoying.
Yeah. It's pretty good, Alex. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to just keep running you out of cards. I'm going to normal summon myself an Archfiend Soldier.
He's back. Yep.
I'm going to go to battle phase. We're going to swing into your face down monster.
This time it's Yomi's ship, so we're taking him with us.
There he goes. Okay. That's fine. Main phase 2, I am going to activate a wave motion cannon
Great.
of my own.
Fantastic. The race has begun. All right. Stand by.
Yes, it has.
I'll get another counter. We'll go to main 1. I know your Archfiend Soldier's gone now. You could have another. You could possibly still have Sook in hand as well, unless you got rid of it with a different dimension gate. What do we want to do? Banner of Courage. Banner of fucking Courage. I'll set and pass. Go ahead.
Okay. I am going to let the dueling book lag expire. I know what I'm talking about. During my standby phase, I will grab a counter onto my wave motion cannon. What am I going to do about this? That's an interesting thought. I am going to set a monster, and I'm going to let you go here.
Okay. I'll draw. We'll get a counter on the wave motion. Main 1.
Yep.
I'm going to flip Magical Merchant.
I don't like that.
So let's see what we get. All right. It's something.
Okay. That's all right. That's okay.
Take that. So now, starting to get a little bit of value here, and we can actually get some more value when I bring out a Tsukiyomi of my own. So is Tsukiyomi flipping the merchant down fine?
That is totally fine.
All right, so we'll set him. We'll go to battle. I guess I want to see what this is, so let's just flip it up.
It is an apprentice magician.
Ooh. Okay, well, let's see another Old Vindictive coming out then.
I am going to summon another apprentice magician.
Ooh. So either he only has one Vindictive, or he has it in hand, or he just wants to get another apprentice magician. In any case, I'll just go to main 2, set 1, end phase. Tsukiyomi will go back to my hand, and you may proceed.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn.
Second counter on your wave motion, buddy.
That is a funny enough idea that I like it. Main phase 1. Yeah, because I really cannot have you continuing to gain advantage off that card.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. How much attack does it have?
He has 200 attack.
A truly beefy.
Yes.
I am going to...
Next in line with the unmatched battle prowess.
Truly unmatched. Yeah, I am going to flip summon my apprentice magician.
Oh, okay.
I am going to normal summon Tsukiyomi, and I am going to flip my apprentice magician face down.
Okay, sounds good.
I get more value than anybody else in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Out of Tsukiyomi. All right, we are going to go to battle phase, and I'm going to attack into merch.
Okay, so we'll just lose him, and we'll use the effect again.
Yeah.
There's a barrel. There goes another
see.
Sook. Oh!
Oh,
look
no.
at that. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Ooh, not great. Okay. I guess end phase. Sook is back in my hand, and I will end my turn.
Sounds good. I mean, to be fair, you were going to have to get rid of it eventually, right? So...
Yeah.
All right, main phase 1, what do we want to do? Well, I suppose I'll start by firing another wave motion cannon to make your life even more difficult. And I feel like I'm good just setting this and throwing it back.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. I am going to, in the standby phase, get my wave motion token.
This truly feels like Playground Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now.
It really does.
We just have big chonker idiots and wave motion cannons flying at each other. And I'm sorry, Chaos Command Magician is also like a Playground staple too.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, one of my favorite cards ever.
And Banner of Courage, let's not forget.
Yeah, Banner of Courage is the ultimate Playground staple. Okay, so on the one hand, so what happens to me in the next 4 turns? So next turn,
you die.
You are at 6K. And the turn after that, you are at 8. Okay, which means...
You've got a 2-turn clock, buddy.
I do. I think... Yeah, that won't even see the light of day. I'm on a 2-turn clock pretty much no matter what. So, okay, I think the move to do here is I am going to flip summon Apprentice Magician.
Summon Tsukiyomi.
And I'm going to summon Tsukiyomi and set it back face
Seen
down.
this before, yes.
I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to attack your face down. Do you have anything on attack declaration?
No, that's a strange question.
Okay, then during the battle step, I am going to activate final attack.
Oh, okay. So what's going to happen here is my Apprentice Magician's actually going to get flipped and then go to attack mode immediately. So then your Tsukiyomi will actually clear it, and I will take 13 minus 4 is 900 here.
Yeah.
But it does trigger the Apprentice Magician, which is unfortunate. And we will get our good old Vindictive Magician.
Okay, and then during the end phase, Sook goes to hand. I'll end my turn.
All right, we'll draw.
And during standby, I do have to Thunder of Ruler here.
Okay, sure. So you have to do that just so you don't potentially die, which is understandable. We'll put some counters on here, and then we'll go to main 1. So I'm going to start by flipping the old Vindictive to take care of this.
Okay, it is my Apprentice Magician, as you definitely did not already know.
Didn't already know for sure. So you had to Thunder of Ruler there because I most likely can you under the assumption that I could probably just kill you here because I have 6k worth of cannon and literally almost like any good monster at this point can just kill you.
Also, by the time you get to your battle phase next turn, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
So Thunder of Ruler is a literally now or never card.
Yeah, exactly. So there's another dilemma I'm faced with here. And this isn't Magician's Force, where we don't have any way to deal with these wave motion cannons. We actually do have cards that can destroy them. So I am actually going to cash in this cannon and just nail you for 5.
I will take 5,000.
Because if you have something like a Raigeki break, I'm not going to get the opportunity to fire it before you can use a Raigeki break. And your back row's all been clogged at this point, so you haven't had a chance to really set one. So that could have been like the other benefit. I'm not really too concerned because I think with this Tsukiyomi, I'm just going to have a little bit of a lock on you here. And I think with that, I will probably just pass the turn and put Tsukiyomi back in my hand since I can't attack you. So go ahead.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I am going to go to main phase 1. I am going to... Oh, I get my trigger for wave motion cannon, and I am also going to fire off my wave motion cannon now.
That's interesting. Okay, so I'll take 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, and I am going to...
Oh, you need the room for the back row. Okay.
I am going to set 2 back row and end my turn.
All right, we'll draw. Stand by. I will get another counter. We'll go to main 1. So, Vindictive does nothing here, but this Luster Dragon isn't looking too bad on this board.
Yeah, it does not look too terrible. I am going to... I'm going to adhesion trap hole it.
So that puts it to 950. Are you telling me I'm 50 life points away from killing you right now?
You are.
Well, that's unfortunate because I have a gravity axe, so.
And there you go.
Right, game 3. Game 3.
Well, Alex, you finally managed to redeem yourself. You had the winning number of wave motion cannons on the field, and you finally won the game.
What can I say? I'm just the most skillful player on the planet. Thank you very much. It was anyone's
Absolutely.
game the whole time, but I'm glad I was on the winning end of it. Game 3, buddy.
Certainly
Game 3.
True. Game 3. I'm going to go first and get that 1 card advantage.
All right, and hopefully that 1 card is a wave motion cannon on your end. Let's see it.
I am going to draw for turn, and wouldn't you know it, that 1 card is indeed a wave motion cannon.
I was joking. Oh my God, we're in the no fun zone. All right, sure.
And I am going to, let's see what I want here. I am going to activate myself. A different dimension capsule.
That makes things worse. Okay.
And I am going to use it to banish...
Banner of Courage, best card in your deck.
It really is the best card in my deck, Alex. I am going to banish that card. I am going to set a monster, and I am going to set 2 back row, and it is your go, Alex.
All right, we'll draw. Stand by anything.
Nothing during the standby.
All right, main 1. Oh boy, now we must think. How do we want to do this? Wave motion cannon is not giving us a ton of leeway here.
Not particularly.
I'm just going to kick things off by setting 1 and throwing it over to you.
Incredible. Draw for turn. And we're going to grab ourselves a couple of counters on our cards. Main phase 1, I am going to make a very familiar play to you, Alex. I am going to normal summon myself a skilled dark magician, and I am going to activate Banner.
Not the banner! Oh my God. This is like Exodia. Fuck.
It is the best card in my deck. All right, we're going to go to battle phase. We're going to attack.
It's a fucking roulette barrel. That's literally the meta breaker. That card's so good. Yep.
I'm going to end my turn, and it's your go.
Awful. Like, literally terrible. Okay. Main 1, clock's ticking on my end here. This is not looking good. What are we going to do? All right, I'm going to set and pass. Go ahead.
Incredible. We're going to draw for turn, and of course, we're going to get a counter on Wave Motion Cannon, and we're going to destroy Different Dimension Capsule, with which I will send this card to the top of my deck and then draw it.
If you lose this, Robert, I swear, I don't know how you're going to lose this game at this rate.
Oh, that's a cute move. Okay, is that what do I do right now? Well, I think the move is just to do as has been done. I'm going to attack with Skilled Dark Magician.
Okay, it's Apprentice Magician. So
that's not excellent for me.
We do get to dig a bit here. I am going to grab an old Vindictive Magician.
It is vindictive. And in my main phase 2, Alex.
I don't like that laugh. That was...
I'm going to activate another wave motion cannon.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
And it is your go. Enjoy that old vindictive magician.
Yeah, for all the good it'll do me at this point. Main 1, well, my clock just got sped up exponentially. I'm like, okay, 1 wave motion cannon. Maybe I can wait this out. 2? Don't think that's happening. All right, let's see. How are we going to do this? I have to raise 2 of these fucking things now. Okay, so we're always flipping this vindictive. I'm probably going to pop your skill Dark Magician. I don't think your set monster's too big of a threat.
Not if my body has anything to say about it.
Oh, fuck off. Oh my god, this is like the god hand that you had. Yeah, all right.
It's not bad, Alex.
Not bad. Jesus Christ. What the hell do I do now?
Tribe infecting virus?
Yeah, that would be nice. I would have dropped that real quick if I had it. All right, I'm going to set a pair and throw it over to you.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn during the standby phase. We are going to add a counter to each one
and
of
I'm gonna
our wave
Thunder
motion
of Ruler
cannons.
here.
That seems sensible. I am going to
buy myself a little bit of time.
I am going to set a monster, and it is your go.
Okay, we'll draw. We'll go to main 1. I'm going to start by flipping this magical merchant.
Merch is gonna merch.
We're gonna hopefully merch for something that is not going to.
Rope of Life, the best card in your deck.
Best card in my deck right now. Yep. Damn, that is not very good. All right, desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm gonna normal summon Roulette Barrel.
Sure.
We're gonna fire this effect. If there's ever a time that this card needs to actually resolve, it's now.
Of course you're bringing this down to luck, Alex.
What else is new, buddy?
All right,
4, 4,
looking
4,
good.
4, 4.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, I'm probably dead, so I will set a card that could be literally anything, and I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to grab a counter on each one of these. Whoops, that's only 1 counter. Let's move that there. And we have done the job. Now, Alex, you are on exactly a 1-turn clock here.
Yep.
Let's go to main phase 1. Okay, I know what the play is here. All right. This is ridiculous. Let me do some math for a second here, Alex. Okay.
If you're wondering, you're exactly 100 off from killing me. Do you have a second Banner of Courage?
Torrential wasn't in this pack, right?
No, it was not. That was Labyrinth of Nightmare. You're safe from that.
I am safe from that. Mirror Force also isn't in this pack.
Oh my god, you are really overthinking this, buddy.
Okay, well, I am going to flip summon Gravekeeper's Spy.
And that
I'm gonna activate its effect.
You got it. I'm not even
hey,
prolong it. You got it. There was, so my thinking here was like, I could have saved Thunder of Ruler for like when I flip the merchant up. But what I was thinking is I need to actively dig for an out. And then if I could protect merchant and maybe draw like into a tribute summon to like actually like get board presence, that was the only way that I was going to like come back in this. And so I couldn't just like let the merchant die. And there was like, my hand was just all monsters. I had no other cards going here. I just had this and this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, I had another Vindictive. I just never had a chance to actually set it up. So there was nothing I can do in the face of double wave motion. So to be fair, I got it to you in game 2, but you accelerated the pace of play in game 3 and won very convincingly. Out. Yeah.
Alex,
Banner of Courage, I have a newfound respect for. This card
truly
is
the MVP.
This card is actually unbelievable. If your next drawing is not you like holding the Banner of Courage and like with my
another one.
Oh Jesus. I even looked inside decking. I did not pull this card.
Oh, wow.
I was like, because I was looking back at I'm like, this card seems really good. And I'm like, did I even pull this? I didn't pull a single one. So
it's really good because my pulls were honestly, aside from getting 2-wave motion cannon, which I feel like just gets you in the door for the set, my pulls were actually pretty garbage. And I realized early on, so Chaotic Meatball and I worked on this deck together.
Okay.
And we realized early on that I was going to have to really leverage the amount of control and beatdown that I had available to me. Like my back row, I didn't get a tribe infecting virus. I didn't get a a Raigeki break. I didn't get a dark core. My
you
backer
didn't
was
get
going to have
Raigeki
to be-
break. Holy shit, that
Yeah,
sucks.
I didn't get tribe infecting virus. My pulls were generally awful, but I realized this morning that there is a 400-point margin between the attack of literally every relevant monster in this set. It is 1900 to 2200 is the attack margin of every monster, and that's pretty much the attack margin or the defense margin. Banner of Courage closes that by 50%. It means a skilled dark magician can get over a 2000 defender or a Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Which happened.
It means that, yeah, it means that Shadow Knight Archfiend could have gotten over Battle Footballer, which I also didn't pull. And so I was like, and even if you Sakuretsu armor my monster, if I have another 1900 attacker right behind it, it really didn't matter that you Saku'd that one monster. And so I just went in on it. I figured it was going to be Raigeki break bait if I could put those on the field, and you had to Raigeki break them before I activated Wave Motion Cannon. That was also my logic for running DDC. I also ran double Rivalry of Warlords in the main deck because my monster lineup was like 15 spellcasters and the rest were fiends, except my DD Warrior Lady, which certainly came up clutch. Yeah, and it just like, this deck felt like it was made out of absolute jank, but it felt so smooth in deck building.
That's good. So you're talking about cards that you got that I didn't actually. So like I didn't get a single Giant Orc or a Shadow Knight Archfiend. Did you only get the one Vindictive? I
got two Vindictive. I had banished it off of Gate.
Oh, when you did Gate. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. I was like, I feel like that had to have been somewhere, but that now all makes sense together. So I didn't get any of like the massive beaters in this set. And that like I felt like pretty far behind on. I did get 3 copies of Big Bang Shot, which is crazy.
That's really good in Magic in Magician's Force format.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Definitely true.
But it's still good here, except I just never drew it. I think the one game, I think I had it last game, but like the game was wrapped up by the point I had it. I also got a Kaiser Glider, which was kind of sick. But again,
your holos were really good.
Yeah, they were like pretty decent. Kaiser Glider is a bit of a weird one though, because its text is mandatory and it has to bounce a monster back. So it has like this inherent downside that kind of sucks actually. I got the Tribe, as you already know, but that was like a rare, I think. That wasn't really that big of a deal. And aside from that, I think you saw the majority of my deck. I also had the Skilled Dark Magician. I forget if you saw that or not. But yeah, I mean, I only pulled one Sakuretsu. I don't know how many of this you pulled, but only having one of this.
I got 2.
Okay. I felt like, damn, like this is one of the big ones that I missed out on this set. But other than that, I mean, we had some like fairly similar strategies, but like I did not even get a copy of My Body as a Shield either. So it's interesting that in these reprint sets, there are so many cards that there's actually a pretty high likelihood, almost taking a harken back to like the first sets, that like one of us won't even flat out get some of the commons. And that actually makes our deck building a little bit more interesting. So, I mean, overall, I think that was a good set. That just felt like a good game of Yu-Gi-Oh to me.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. My heart was pounding a lot of that time. And man, some of the cards that you wouldn't see like any other time came in clutch. Banner of Courage was the headliner card of this set. How did we miss Different Dimension Capsule before? We must just have not pulled it. That card was nutty.
It's possible we didn't pull it because if I'm pretty sure it's Pharaonic Guardian, I'm going to say it is. Those are still the sets that just had so many cards in them that it's possible we didn't pull a single copy. So
yeah, that's fair.
I think maybe neither of us just pulled it because I feel like that card is just way too good not to play in our format. Our games are never going to be quick unless it's like Armed Dragon level 5 blowout sort of like matchup, right? Like it has to be something like that, and that has to just be extremely high rolly for that to happen. But this is exciting. I mean, this is what I love about this series. You know, every single episode is just vastly different, and we always have to just study a new card pool. And speaking of which, we're going to be going into GX, buddy. Lost Millennium is next time, and that
the best card pool.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of playable card pools, this one does not have one, to be precise.
No, it does not.
Now, we are going to be doing something a little bit special, I think, and we'll talk about that in the episode, so that way we get to keep people on a bit of a cliffhanger. But I don't think it's too far of a leap for people to figure out what we might do for that set.
I'm really looking forward to it.
So, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sealed Showdown. Be sure to bring your banners of courage next time, because that that is definitely going to be one for the highlight reel. We have to shout the patrons as always, so big shouts to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Chaotic Meatball, Shay Winchester, Tim00x3, Ike Ironfang, Part 2, Pony Starkey and Musa, Michael Dente, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wild, Straconic, Rockslide, Dollywop, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Cole T, Thomas Nelson, Yusuf Fasten 05, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Liu, Rockley325, Lane Rogers, Chat God, Silent Agent 216, I Side and Grid Maju and Salad, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, Brett Harvey, John 2 Base, Apathy Asher, Brody Eastwood, Day Sir, Elias Pinero, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, Matthew Elliott, MBT's Hard Like, Ashlyn Jensen, Cypher P on Perp 6, TC Gaming, Thanks for the Sleeves Dad, Matthew Brady, Edison Format, Ash Blossom Toast Sniffer, Dr. Solace, Max, Tom Russell, Gage Just Play Watts Already, Chipotle Rice, Dragon Link Will Never Die, Eric Grems, and Wah Yan. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.